Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome into Flying with Mike. We sure appreciate you being here. We are about to embark on the King Air C90 out of X-Plane. This comes with X-Plane. So when you purchase X-Plane 12, you'll get this aircraft. They also include the Citation 10 and have included it throughout the entire life of X-Plane 12. So this is an amazing airplane. I have loved flying this. Even in the X-Plane 11 days, I love flying this plane. But I haven't of late flown it. I like the heavy iron a little bit more. Speaking of heavy iron, just out, I don't know how long ago from X-Plane. Let's see, 12:30, so about 45-ish minutes ago. World Flight. I don't know how many of you all are familiar with them, but there's a around the world trip 747 style, but it's not flying 747-400 or -8 routes. It's flying the shorter ones. And so many can take part and donate to the cause. However, they are embarking on, they are racing to build it's a 747, I believe 400 cockpit that World Flight usually flies. They are racing to build a -200 cockpit. That's right, flight engineer, captain, first officer type. Yeah. There's a news story there at X-Plane or on our Discord site, so check it out. That will be phenomenal to watch. There's also a link to where you could win a copy of X-Plane 12 as well. But the how to build a 747 World Flight story, there is a link in both X-Plane and my Discord. So, wow, what a cool. That'll be cool to watch them in 3 crew fashion. But anyway, hey, that's not what we're doing. No. We are embarking to, hang on a second. I'm trying to, oh, I know what all this is. Never mind. Sorry. I got distracted. Let me see if I'm going to like it though. Oh, where are we flying? Looks like they're flying over in Nepal. Ooh. Okay, that's the airline I'm with, Mac Air. We're flying with today. Hang on, catching all of these up. Okay, just getting caught up here with everybody out there. They're all awake now, so they're all hitting my Discord channel hard. All right. So we are on the ground at Carlsbad, California. The actual name, McClellan, Palomar. It's between San Diego and Los Angeles, up on near the coast. Boy, I hear those infamous birds. Where are you hiding? All right, so yeah, this again comes with X-Plane 12. So always love flying it. Those of you that like old school, you're in old school here. Just a great little plane. Let's take a look here. Well, while we look at it, you know what I'm going to do? We'll just go ahead and set up the flight together. What? Yeah, that's right. You heard it. Set it up together. So we're going to go to Sim Toolkit, click Plan a Flight. Maybe. He says cautiously. Why is it not moving? Did we have a lockup? Doesn't appear to. Well, when in doubt, hit the old let's try again mode. Sometimes that happens. Worst case scenario, I'll just bring up SimBrief and we'll go that route. Get her planned real quick and get airborne real quick. All right, planning a flight. There we go. All right, in here at some point you'll see connected. Click Advanced Planner. Click Advanced. We're November 43, right? Yeah. There we go. Coming out of KCRQ, McClellan, Palomar. Headed to, and I'll explain the reasoning why Visalia Municipal Airport. And I know we're not going under that call sign. I think we're just going to use, yeah, let's just use the tail number, November 43, X-Ray Sierra. No flight number. Let's see. You know, I actually think we can get pretty close to that. Let's go 5% and 45. Taxi out 20. Taxi in 10. 3. No, wait, let's make 4. And I think the rest I can leave. Yes. Generate. And that's it, folks. That's all you got to do. And then it reaches out to SimBrief, so long as that aircraft came from SimBrief. So it's going to marry up and eventually put up the initial screen here. Hang on a second. My downloader just triggered. Yes, I want the plan. Okay, so you can kind of get the gist of what we're doing here. We'll have to double check that when I file. Okay, so you can see we have LA Center on. Does not look like SoCal is on. So there you have our trip. Oh, curious. I'm getting a 16,000 it's taken us up to. I was kind of curious how high we'd go up. All right, so there's the flight plan. Here's the payload for people, 800 pounds. Now, one thing with SimBrief, I don't know if it takes into account the cockpit. I really don't know if it does. And crew, that could be where we're, you know, maybe something changed in SimBrief and they're doing a little something new. That's possible. So, with all that said and done, we have 800 pounds of payload. I'll probably run us up there with 2,000 pounds of fuel. There's our en route for people, and our route is direct ocean. Victor 23 to SLI Seal Beach, I believe that's called. Victor 459 to LHS. Now, one thing with the GPSs here, you can't program airways like you can in the real world ones. So if you want the airways, you need to download the flight plan, put it in the appropriate folder, and then you'll have it available. And it'll use the fixes off the airways, okay? It won't just go SLI, the next fix Victor 459, the next fix LHS. No, it'll take all, it's already been done for you. Much like SimBrief does. All right, now, game plan is runway, no, it doesn't say. Oh, yeah, it does. Runway 24 out of here. Visalia, runway 30 for landing. And one last thing to look at here is the weather. Calm, 10-mile visibility. Got a few clouds at 1800. Yes, I can attest to that. 18 degrees and 13 for the dew point and our altimeter. I'm not sure what all's going on in the remark section, especially 6//// unless it's because it's Halloween and they're looking for a good slasher movie. Okay, yeah, I know. Hit the drum roll. But anyway, that was a real bad joke. But anyway, moving on to Visalia, 310 at 5, 10-mile visibility, overcast, 10,000. Not, whoa, wait a minute, 1,000. 14 degrees and 11. Ooh, we have an instrument approach coming, folks. And so forth. Wow. It's a little nasty out there in the valley. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's our flight today, how to plan it, how to get it ready, and how to get rid of SimToolkit. Sorry, that took longer than I'd expected. But anyway, again, we're looking at the King Air C90, and let's get inside and let's get ready to put this one in the air. Hang on a second. I need to locate my checklist because I need that desperately. Okay, there it is. Resetting my screens. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I have got to have my checklists because I fly way too many dissimilar aircraft, and it does get to be a little challenged sometimes. All right, so now let's crawl up in the cockpit. Before we embark, let's kind of look back. No, we're not going to see Austin in here, although it wouldn't surprise me. But nicely done. Let's be honest, it's default aircraft. That's not bad. Most of what I'm used to from before flying X-Plane 11, there was nothing back there. Or all of the eye candy in here is what they focused on, and the rest of the plane they just threw out the window. So this is really nice, the look of both ways. You've got a great interior. I mean, granted, it could be better, let's be honest, but we have a good interior and we have excellent performance. So nothing missed out here. Can I open the air conditioner? I always forget. Nope. Okay. All right. So look at that. The clouds are breaking. Maybe they are there too in Visalia. Why Visalia? You know me. I like, there are certain things on TV that perk me up, like The Amazing Race, where we can fly to destinations. It's new routes that I'd have never thought of. And I can live vicariously, through the show of where they are that I'll never be. Well, again, this one, my home dream lottery, something like that. They win the lottery, and interior designer helps find them a house. Well, one of them was in this little obscure town. I mean, granted, most of California I have never heard of. Well, this was one of them, Visalia. And lo and behold, they have an airport. I said, you know what? We got to put a plane in there. And I thought the King Air for sure will get in there. So that's why the King Air. My guess, he probably built the airport with all his millions. Just kidding. But hey, congratulations first. I'm not going to give names or anything like that. Don't look for that. But that's where this idea for Visalia came from. So let's give it a shot, shall we? All right. So We have basically got the plane. We're ready to go. We just need to put some power to it. Now, you can do this a couple of ways. You could be on external power and do all of this before the customer gets there, because many of them like it when they can close the door and be gone. They bypass security, so they'd like to just bypass the airport and get where they're going. We're going to go a little different. We're going to fire up and then do the flight plan. Okay. So that is my game plan anyway. All right. So today's flight, let's get up here and get into flight, weight and balance. All right. So we're saying we have, I got to get SimBrief up here. Payload. That is not my call sign. Dang it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay, cool. 800 pounds. Cool. And fuel. We said, wait, where the heck are we coming back if we, wow. Why didn't we get like Bakersfield or Fresno? We let the system do it. Okay. So, we're going to have to block up at, I said 2,000 pounds. Okay, we'll go with that. Holy mackerel. Plenty of fuel. Fuel tanker 1 about to take off. Wow. Yeah, I just noticed that. We're almost we're 3/4 of the way back. Should have picked Fresno or Bakersfield, Barstow, a couple of others come to mind up that way instead of LA. Wow. And I wouldn't have chose LA either. I'd have gone maybe Van Nuys or Burbank, something like that, a little closer to the north. But oh well, you know, it is what it is. You got to be careful, and that's why sometimes using SimBrief on the computer before the plane helps, because you catch things like that and can make it a lot. I mean, I could change it right now if I want. Not going to worry about it. All right, so let's get going. First thing I want to do, get our nav lights up, switched on, and our beacon switched on. So when I come over here and turn the battery on, they're on. People know the airplane's energized and the prop could start spinning anytime. Okay. Weight and balance check, control locks removed. Don't believe me? See? Okay, and I'm just gonna get rid of them. Okay, sub-panel, power levers. Let's just move them. They're good. Condition levers up, trim set, and we're set and ready to start to the. All right, fire detection. I don't know if we have that on this one. But we have that. All right, we're ready to crank up engine. You know, we're almost. Hang on. All right, let me just make sure. Okay. Let me look at this real quick. Boost on, boost on. Fuel pressure, firewall, boost, okay. All right, now I made mention of this. Okay, we're going to start up number 2 first. Beacons on. Okay, so right ignition armed. Here we go. Okay. ITT's looking good. Turbines looking good. Oil pressure's up. Temperature will take time. Generator on. Okay, and we're just watching the gauges here. There's 20. Okay, and she's coming alive. She's alive. She's alive. All right, and test both. Go with 1 on this flight. And all right, avionics on. Now, you notice the 2 in the center didn't come on. You got to come down here, flip the switch. Okay, we're going to fly at 16. Okay, so we're set for 16, which will put about a 3,500 foot cabin inside the aircraft. Transfer pumps, let's go look. Are auto. Crossford's auto. Annunciators are clear. And we're set to begin programming. Flight plan. Now all we got to do is push, look for it. There it is. Click enter, and there's our flight plan. Now let's take a look at something here with the flight plan. Actually, I need to do something here right now. Otherwise, it's going to get very confusing. There we go. All right, let's look at the flight plan now. CRQ. All right, now we have departures out of here. Let's take a look at them. I'm going to do something here real quick. Padres. Okay, turboprops, turbojets only. Okay, so technically I could do this. However, we're going to stick to what we have here. I think that's the smart thing. And we'll just leave it at that. Now, this one, let's bring it up. And we're just going to use the 430 as a backup. Give me flight plan, same thing. Okay, and then let's get to the map. There we go. And basically it's a backup. And we'll worry about the arrival into there once airborne. Okay, I think we're just about ready to go. Bear with me here. ATC just went away. Okay. I don't think I put a flight plan out there yet. Let me do that. And I kind of figured that might happen because it was some of them at 3.5 hours, and I thought the limit was 2. So that's just me, though. I don't know the truth to that because I've seen some on here for like 8 to 10 hours. And it's no wonder they're real crabby with us. All right, we're ready to taxi. Let's see here if I can get... Okay, we're not using that. CTAF, whoa, that's ground 118.6. Couple of ways you can do this. You can do this within the GPS or just right here. What did I say? 118.6. Transponder coming on. Okay, everything looks good otherwise. Okay. Now, if I remember right, our first fix is Ocean's VOR. Okay, that is not on the chart. Okay. Looks like 115.3. Again, runway 24 for departure, and latest on the 24 altimeter 2999er. Okay. Okay. All right, runway here, for those curious, is just under 5,000 feet also. So, cool. That's what we're dealing with today. Just get me real quick. Okay, we're ready to go. Got a little run up to do up here, but that's about it. And then we're ready to go. Alpha 1. Oh, that's why. Ha! Trying to figure out why I can't talk. Okay, helps to connect, Mike. It always does. All right. Let's do a quick run up over here so I'll show you what we're talking about. Right over here, we use that to help. Mainly to allow others who want to get going, if they get in front of us, they can. All right, for the run up, we need to go to prop levers. Let's see, hang on. Full forward power levers to 1900 RPM. Okay, idle at 1,000. Okay, and I don't think we have prop test switches. Okay. Power levers idle, auto feather check, auto feather arm. What do we got? Boost pumps on, engine, radar. Ooh, I forgot we have radar. All right, runway heading 245. Again, why I'm not a huge fan of this setup. Okay. You know what? Let's just do this. DH, I want to set. Even though it should be 400, we're going to go there. Nobody's here. Okay. And nobody's there. All right. Okay, I think we're all set to go. Sorry for that, folks. Should have been a little quicker than that, but we're out of here. Carlsbad traffic, King Air, November 4-3, X-Ray Sierra departing 2-4 to the north. Forgot my top altitude. 16,000. Got it right. Okay. Carlsbad traffic, November 43 X-ray Sierra out of your area, over to Unicom. Right, we're on our way. And folks, I hope you enjoyed that. A little rocky on the departure as always, but we're climbing out. Oh, 2,000. And synchro phasers on, auto feather is going to remain on. We are on our way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be leaving the seatbelt sign on just until we get above these clouds ahead of us. And we're pretty certain that the air is clear. Thanks for flying with us. All right, folks, we've turned the seatbelt sign off. You're clear to move about the cabin as you wish. If you're in your seat, we do ask that you keep your seatbelt on in case we find some unexpected turbulence. Enjoy the flight. All right, folks, there you have it. Over the LA Basin, the King Air C90 on its way. Okay, we are reaching cruise in about 800 feet. I'm just checking. All right, we are cruising along at about 165, 170. All right, I think we just crossed LAX and looking at about an hour or so to go. Well, no, we haven't crossed LA just yet, but it is probably in the soup down below. Let's see what we can see, if anything. It's the if anything. Well, there's a little something there. That might, is that Long Beach? So, yeah, it's pretty cruddy down there. Yeah, looking forward to this ILS approach. All right, or whatever we have into. Let's put it that way. We assume ILS. And we're coming in, hang on, let me look at the weather there again. 27 minutes old. We are now overcast 1,000, 14,340. Yeah, we'll be coming in 30. Okay, so no arrivals. Trying to find, oh, FRA will be to our north. Okay, so we'll head direct Pains. Really don't know if these will do anything. Doesn't appear so. perfect. That'll get us set up for the approach. Currently about 40 miles from LHS. So what I'm going to do is go to procedures. We do not have an arrival, but we do have an approach. Enter. PACD, where's that at? Oh, that's way 6 miles out. No, we're gonna go, let's go Brett. Okay. All right, and looking at our ILS, Brett is at or above 2,000. All right, folks, sorry, I've been out of the cockpit here too much. Just trying to put some notices out to people. We're headed kind of their way. So hope they get messages and are available to fly in this icky weather we have coming up. Yeah, that's right, icky. You heard it right. Real quick here before actually how far out are we? Hang on, from LHS. Got 24 miles. At LHS, I'm going to start our descent. That should bring us down to, we'll work ourselves to 10 to 4,000, and that should be plenty to get us down. Okay, let's take a look at the fun we have ahead of us. If I hit the right button. Okay, first off, a look at where we are. I'll kind of pan out. Well, not going to work out as I'd planned. So once we get to LHS, we're going to head up here to Brett's and then come in. So we'll probably do more of a, well, we'll fly 329. It doesn't matter. We'll let the GPS have fun. We'll activate it here. Matter of fact, we are pretty close to where we can activate. Oh, we got a little further to go. All right, but here's the concerning thing. No. There we go. 340 and 5, 36 minutes old. Overcast 1,000. 10-mile visibility. So once we get below 1,000, we should be okay, right? You know what? Let's switch into. And take a look at this. I was kind of hoping it'd be a little better than it is. All right, we'll switch to low IFR. All right, so we're looking at 10.7. We're in the valley, so to speak. So I'm not overly concerned with altitudes. Too much. I'm going to bring Sky Vector up just to be safe. Yeah, we're looking at 2,900, 3,300. All around it. Now, if we get too far west, yeah, we could hit the mountains, or too far east. But overall, yeah, we're looking pretty good for Visalia Municipal Airport. Okay, and where are we on the map? Getting ready for Skaggs. Now, like I said, when we cross LHS, I'm just getting some numbers here that you don't see. We'll switch back to the, he said cautiously. Okay, so once we get past LHS, the worry of high terrain is kind of gone. So we can come down to 5,000, 4,000, pretty much unabated. We do have to worry about Bakersfield. Wait a minute, is that Bakersfield or is that? Yeah, Bakersfield. But we'll stay high enough not to worry about them. And then head for Visalia. Okay, 37, 8,000. Again, if we start getting too close, we'll have to watch. But anyway, you can see that overcast at 1,000, that's our ceiling. That's our major concern. Okay, over to the ILS chart. Brett is 18 miles out. That's not a bad idea, folks. I'm going to tell you right now. Being 18 miles out, getting the aircraft, getting the feel for it and all of that coming down. Minimums for today, 200 or 500. Okay, let's read this again. 207 feet AGL. So what I'm going to want is at least 300 overcast or broken or higher and a half mile. Reason I round up, you know, 7 feet seems like, oh, that's just a little, you know, smush it. We'll be okay. You might smush something. There could be an antenna or something we're not aware of. So I'll do the 300 to be safe. Look at that, it's clearing up. Hopefully that's how it is on the approach. And then we'll fly in. Okay, real quick through the briefing up here. We'll be on probably 123.05 unless we're on some kind of approach or center. 108.5 is our localizer. 301 is our final approach course. Once we get on the localizer, 2000 at Packet or the glide slope. And again, 207 is our decision altitude, but 300 to be safe. And then if we have to miss approach, climb to 1,000, then a right-hand turn to 3,500, a heading of 080 to T. Oh, okay, I'm reading it now. And inbound on the TTE VOR 323 to extra and hold. Okay. Again, 2,000 at Packet, and then we come down. We're going to be at about, let's call it 500 feet a minute. We're expecting balsers if the weather's cruddy there, pappies, and there's our missed approach again. All right. Y'all ready for this? Here we go. Oh, Lord, we have 95 miles. Okay, I may lessen this. Take it to about 1,000 feet a minute. I didn't realize we were 95. Okay, so we'll park on the northeast side. Okay. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's our game plan. We're going to ease on down here. How far from Paynes are we? 77 miles. I may level us off at 9, get us in a little closer. All right, so we are getting close to our destination. I hope you've all enjoyed, especially here on Twitch. I hope you've enjoyed both flights. We should be in the Visalia area here shortly. Okay, we'll get into 11,000 here. Let's see what airports are nearest to us. Let's go with KVFL. Okay, 3015. And then we'll set up for Visalia. Oh, it is just looking nasty in the valley, folks. I think that 1,000 is probably being very nice to us. Okay, we're level at 11,000. All right, we're going to go ahead and set our ILS. Ooh, something came up. We're in green. Hang on. ILS is 108.5. Oh, good. Already set. 116. 25. Okay. What the heck is TTE? Ah, there it is. That's a good one to have in, I think. $16.25. Okay. 30 miles behind us. All right, we're going to let her come down at a pretty decent rate. Okay, we got the Bakersfield altimeter in, 31.5. And then Visalia will be next. 31.7. 30.17. Speaking of which, I just realized something I need to make sure. Okay, we're way high enough. We don't have to worry about ice in these clouds. All right, we're coming down to 7, kind of stepping our way down. Next descent, we put the seatbelt sign on behind us. Ten minutes to Brett. Getting a good indicated speed at this altitude. Wow. Indicating 220, falling off a little bit, but according to this, our ground speed's 210, so we're into a little bit of that wind we'll have over the nose. But yeah. Okay, we are under 30. Let's set up for 4,000. Now we'll dump the pressure. All right, Visalia is 123.05. All right, down to 3. Okay, we are looking at now an altimeter of 3015. Good. That's 6 minutes old. Ooh, 010 at 5. Ooh, changed a little and came up a little. Nope, didn't reflect over there. That's okay. Starting our descent to 3,000. Speed 160 will maintain till on the localizer. Visalia traffic, November 43 X-ray Sierra, over Brett inbound for the ILS runway 30. Okay, we're firming up on the localizer. Glide slope still ahead of us. I'm gonna just tap the okay. That's a good sign. The sky is parting ahead of us. Approach flaps out. Looks like the airport's still under the blanket. Okay. All right, altimeter, we've dumped the pressure, cabin signs on, props off, flaps, landing gear coming down. Okay, flaps are full on glide slope. Okay, currently 1200 and 10-mile visibility. Coming up on 18, we're allowed to go down to 200, 300, my bad, 300. Okay, got the ground, and I got an airport. Visalia traffic, King Air, November 43, X-ray Sierra, 3-mile final for 30 runway in sight. Stable landing. Visalia common traffic, King Air, November 43, X-Ray Sierra's off 30. That is the C90 that comes with X-Plane. Oh no, we don't get the 350. I kind of like having this one. Hang on a second. Yep, it's Laminar. And Godspeed's with us, folks. And we needed you on the approach, man.
My bad.
We needed you on the approach. That was pretty fun though. 1,200 feet, I think we broke out at, and to a pretty good landing, I think. Don't know yet. Let's finish up shutting her down.
Why does that plane look like it sits so high?
What do you mean?
Like it seems like it sits so much higher compared to like a Cessna, like a 404 or.
It's all about the props. Any lower, it might hit the props.
Looks like a four-wheel drive.
There you go. It's a monster plane. They did the monster mash. All right, shut this thing down. Okay, let me head down here.
What's the name of it?
C90 King Air. I'll show you here in a second. All right, so we need to turn the transfer pump off. Crossfeed closed. Inverter off.
Beechcraft?
Beechcraft, yes sir.
This must be.
Auto feathers off. Cabin temperature off. And sub panel and avionics switch off.
This livery looks like it's a military livery.
Well, there is one, the T-44. Overhead panel switches off, oxygen's off, battery, props to feather. And once below 10% on in uno. Almost there. Love that spool down. Okay, pump coming off. Now, in a lot of these King Airs, there's a gang bar here, and all you got to do is hit that, and it turns everything, generator and your battery off. Okay, everything's off. All right, and let's go back and I take it you found it.
I did.
All right, there you have it, folks. A nice flight into Visalia, California, outside of Fresno, Bakersfield area, in case you all were wondering.
About ready to paint it. What?
Hey, enjoy, man. I like it when I hear people enjoying what they do. All right, let's take a look at this, shall we? First off, from the vantage point of the virtual airline. 163 feet a minute. That was a pretty good landing. And
What is that a custom livery that you have on there?
I'll have to look. I don't
Oh no,
think it
never
is.
mind. I think it's default livery.
There we go. Yeah, it should be one of the defaults. And no, this is not one that Austin flies in. Or
I was thinking about that.
do what?
I was actually thinking about taking that 404 Titan that I got
Yeah,
and making a Sandpiper livery.
there you go. All right, so let's take a look at this. With Elevatech, you can see the routing from LHS. Here's the rest. Took off from Carlsbad, which is between San Diego, closer to San Diego than it is Los Angeles, and then flew up here towards to Visalia. Like I said, you got Bakersfield here, Fresno here, so it kind of gives you a, if you're familiar, Lemoore is nearby, you Navy heads. Yep, it's nearby. So, yeah, it's a neat place to, I enjoy this flight a lot. I may fly in here a little bit more. Oh, look, there goes a train.
Did you see that article on the 747 yet?
For that they're fast building for world flight?
Yeah, that
The
makes
200? Yeah, that's awesome.
the world flight story.
Yeah, a 190, by the way, folks, on the landing rate by Elevatech at 79. Thumbs up, 2 Gs. Okay, so I spilled the coffee on them. Oh, well. All right, let's check it in Sim Toolkit. No, not bad. 258, 1.6 Gs, so we'll take that. Yeah, LA Center came up but didn't want to talk to us. Okay, that's cool. Hey. Complete the flight and where did we land on the runway? At least we landed on the runway. Okay, an hour and 39 minutes in the air, 218 miles out of, I think we said it was supposed to be 240, 228. Hey, that one's a little better than the last one. And 258 for the landing. Not bad. We landed... Really? You're going to do that to me, Sim Toolkit? Okay, we landed on a 6,500-foot runway right down the center, just past the touchdown zone. Wow. 1,400 feet down the runway. That, folks, I really liked. It might have been a little hard on the G's, but you know what? That's probably one of my better landings in a prop plane, so I'm going to call that one a huge win. Kind of curious what's down here. This is where we parked. Huh. Wonder if this is a cow fireplace. For the helicopters and all with all these spots. Don't know. Interesting. Interesting. Inquiring minds would like to know. Anyway, great flight, great time. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed it. For those of you on YouTube, we're going to talk a little bit about a flight prior to this, and that is Manchester to London City. That was a really fun flight. I hope you at Twitch here enjoyed it, and you at Twitch can't see the airplane because I forgot Sim Toolkit. There we go. So that was an amazing flight today. Couple it up with this one in the King Air C90 from Beechcraft. It is a default aircraft in X-Plane 12, and that was a very fun flight. X-Plane 11 had a really good modification to it. I mean, really well done. It just doesn't carry over to here. That's the sad part. So, but no worries, no worries. We'll still fly the plane. Well, this plane or one of the other variants that Laminar gives us. And I enjoy flying it. Just like, you know, when I do take the Cessna Citation 10, also default to X-Plane 12, comes with the purchase. So you don't have to go out and buy it. It's already it comes in the sim. So, yeah, it is fun. So these are my fun ones. Got a couple of others, but they're actually add-ons. But this one comes with it. And it was a fun flight. Like I said, 200 miles from Carlsbad, California, just outside San Diego, up here to Visalia. Hope you all enjoyed. YouTube, we thank you so much always for joining us. Thank you, thank you. And if you like what you see on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. For those of you on Twitch that bared or braved the 4.5-hour stream with me, first off, thank you. Secondly, that's awesome. Anyway, but if you liked what you saw, I sure hope you follow us so you know where we're headed next. My thoughts are to Bermuda. However, those thoughts could be mixed if a little storm brewing off the coast of Jamaica heads that way. So we'll see come Friday. Yeah, I'm talking about Hurricane Melissa. So Jamaica is about to get pounded by a direct hit. So pray for the folks there.
Yeah, people have been posting it on Facebook page like the weather.
Yeah, I'll bet. So yeah, pray for them folks. They are about to take a direct hit on a Category 5 hurricane. So where it goes from there, it looks like north and then back out east into the waters of the Atlantic. But, you know, at this point, who knows? So only God knows. And like I said, your prayers, I'm sure they would much appreciate any, you know, lessening in the strength of that hurricane. So, all right. Well, folks, you all have a great rest of your week. I am going to call it here and hope you all enjoyed. And we will see you for sure on Friday. Hopefully flying to Bermuda, but, you know, if not, we'll have a different place to go. So thank you again for flying with Mike, and be safe to your final destinations. God bless.